Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Melody. Welcome back to yet another bullet journaling video. Today we are going to be working on the month of April 2023, and this month I decided to say YOLO, as the kids don't say these days. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is I picked a theme this month that is not necessarily one that I think everyone would connect to. It's kind of more niche, but that's fine because it's my bullet journal. And this is what was inspiring me this coming April. So this month's theme is going to be Emails I Can't Send, the album by the one and only Sabrina Carpenter. I am obsessed with her right now. I just recently saw her in concert at the end of March, so it's fresh on my mind, and I really wanted to do a bullet journal theme in honor of Sabrina in this album, which at this point in my life is iconic, and I'm obsessed, okay? That's all there is to it. So here we go. I'm starting off illustrating this old laptop on the left. If you're unfamiliar with her album, I'll pop a picture up on the screen right now. The album cover shows Sabrina sitting on a bed with an old laptop, writing all these emails that she can never hit send for because it's kind of a heartbreak album. There's a lot of things on her mind, and she really kind of spills her heart in this album, but it's also still a super fun and energetic album as well as being a heartbreak album. I don't know how she did it, but she just really expresses all the emotions that come with heartbreak, even the good ones in this album. So yeah, I just think it's an amazing album. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of bops on it, which is why I'm trying this more energetic background music for this month's theme. I don't know how I like it, but I'm gonna go with it. So here I am working on the title font, which I'm not gonna lie to you, it was tricky. It took me a long time to sketch this one out, and it's very particular. This is the font that is like on Sabrina Carpenter's tour info page, any of her tour announcements, her name is in this curved red font that's very squished together. I'll maybe also put a picture up on the screen right now so you know what I'm talking about. But it's just a very iconic font when I think about Sabrina at this point, so I decided to include that font, including the stars and everything. And yeah, I'm basically going off of the album cover for color choices and also just her tour announcement, posters, and everything like that for inspiration for this theme. I'm also playing off of the laptop idea by having the days of the month be little keys on a keyboard. And now we've jumped ahead a tiny bit. I have a red heart above the laptop. I've put in some washi tape, as you can see, and I've cut out the screen of the laptop. I was able to do that because I skipped a page from my last bullet journal entry, and this way I can really play around with what I want to be on the screen of the laptop. Here you can see I'm just doing a bit of the album cover to be the laptop screen, and I like this. I think this is a good idea, but I will end up changing it, and you will see that in the final flip through. Right now I'm just adding my red, listened, or both to my day's red part over there on the right. They're also little keys on a keyboard, which I think is so much fun. I'm so glad I came up with that idea. And now here I am coloring in the background, and I'm using a marker that is very similar to the background shade of her album, as you can see. By the way, in case you're new here, this is my reading bullet journal. So if everything is themed around reading stats, that is why. So for instance, days I read under April, which I was definitely playing off of the title Emails I Can't Send there. But anyway, yeah, everything is going to be based off reading stats, just so you know, so you're aware if you're new. So anyway, I'm now coloring in the laptop using some warm gray Copic markers. I do go in with a bit of a darker shade of gray as well, just to add some shadows, as you can see right here. But I am using alcohol-based markers, and whenever I use these, I have to do a little disclaimer. These types of markers will bleed through your paper. I feel like no matter what type of bullet journal you have, alcohol-based markers like Copic markers tend to bleed through, so I always skip a page when I know I'm using these markers. And now I'm just adding emails I can't send inside that big red heart. That's one of the iconic images that we've gotten along with this album, so I knew I had to include that somewhere. And while I have that white gel pen out, I'm adding some highlight details to the title text, which really makes it look like that text I was going after from earlier. So now we are moving on to the second spread. This is my books read spread, and this is one of my easier spreads I've ever done. So along with this theme, I knew I wanted my boxes for each of the 6 books I read this month to be like email drafts. You kind of have to be of a certain age to remember, but like back in the day, I'm talking like Windows 97, everything was just this gray color, and that is very much the aesthetic I think Sabrina went with when it came to this album. Very, early 2000s, old email drafts kind of vibe. So I definitely wanted to incorporate the old email tab, if you will. And that's exactly what I did. These boxes are where I'm going to keep all the information for the books I read this month. So like the title and the author are going to go where you would put to and from on the email, which I think is really cute. And then in the body of the email is where I will put a short synopsis of the book I read. And now I'm just working on some text at the top. I'm going to have books, (read), and then over on the right it says drafts are full, which is just also a nod kind of to the album title, Emails I Can't Send, and how they'll just sit in the drafts folder till the end of time. And that pretty much wraps up that spread. And now we're on to the third one. So if you follow Sabrina Carpenter at all, or the tour, you know that some of her most iconic tour merch is the dipshit hat. So here on my goal tracker page, I knew I wanted to include an illustration of the dipshit hat. I ended up buying one at the concert. I couldn't not get the hat, so I did, and this is the version of the hat from this leg of the tour. It's black with sparkly silver font, and yeah, I just really wanted to include this because it is very iconic, at least for the tour, and it is, if you don't know, Dipshit is from one of her songs, okay? And I am going to include more lyrics about that song on this spread. This is from the song titled Emails I Can't Send, and it is the first song on the album, and it's one of my favorites. And I just love how Sabrina's fans took a more serious song from the album and turned it into a kind of lighthearted inside joke between us. I just love that about it, and that's why I really wanted to include it. And here now I'm getting out a new addition to my stationery collection. This is a sparkly gel pen rather than metallic, and I just got this and it ended up being perfect for my dipshit hat. So there you go. That side of the page, like I said, is going to be my goal tracker. So I have 4 calendars for my 4 goals that I'm tracking. I've added that same washi tape to the center seam yet again to keep that element of cohesion to all the spreads. Is cohesion a word? I'll find out. Anyway, now we're on to the right side of the page, and here I have the bigger calendar, or it's where I'm putting a bigger calendar. This is where I kind of break down the month a bit more and add, appointments or whatnot where I need to. I'm still kind of playing around with this idea, but anyway, I've put a red heart balloon in the corner of the calendar, and that is also something that happened at the concert. Red balloons fell from the ceiling, so I wanted to include one. And then on the bottom corner there, I have a pen with a fuzzy red heart on top, and that is something I got in my VIP package from the concert. So yeah, I just wanted to include that because the red heart is just, you know, a very iconic motif from this whole era of hers, as you can probably tell at this point. Okay, so now I'm adding the rest of the lyrics that go along with dipshit. So we have God I love you, but you're such a dipshit, which is from the song Emails I Can't Send, like I said, and so is this other lyric I've written on the bottom, which reads, "It's times like these, wish I had a time machine," which happens to be the very first lyric of the entire album. So, moving on to the fourth and final spread. This page here on the right that I'm working on right now, this is going to be my favorite of the month page. So I am currently drawing yet another heart. This is actually her giant light up heart mirror that is at every single one of her shows. It is very iconic to this tour. Yeah, so if you've seen the concert, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I knew I really wanted to draw this element somewhere in this month's spread. So I thought that my favorite of the month page would be perfect. So I'm going to put my favorite book of the month inside the heart right there at the top of the stairs. And I am coloring the background dark gray this time to really offset this heart that does light up, so a darker background I knew would work better. And I'm also bringing back in those stars from the very first title page to add more glimmer to the heart. And also I'm using a white gel pen to draw in the light bulbs all around it, and I really like how it turned out. I think it's really pretty. And then I decided I wanted to include some lyrics on this page as well. I decided to go with Good for My Heart, but Bad for Business, which is another song off the album, of course. And I thought that would be perfect for my favorite of the month page. And yeah, so now I'm working on the left side of the page, which is really quick and simple. I have the tan background again, and I've included another very recognizable image from this album era, which is the envelope with a heart in the middle. And then I added that washi tape, and that was that. And now it is time for the final flip through. I am very proud and happy with the theme this month, and as you can see now in this final flip through, the changes I made to the laptop. And here's a bit of a closer up image, but I decided I wanted to play off the old time laptop some more and the Windows 97 feel. So I've put the album cover in like a window, and I've had some things on the desktop there, as you can see. And I just love that even more. I think it's even more cute. And it just adds a bit more contrast to that side of the page as well. Overall, I am in love with the title page. And now we're on to the book's red spread, which again is just really simple. There's not much to it. I've added a bit of a drop shadow to my window tabs there, if you can tell. And yeah, that is that. Now on to the goal tracker page. Again, I really like this one. I really enjoy the illustration of the hat, but overall it is very simple. I do think that this theme overall is very doable, minus the pockets here and there of illustration, but everything else is pretty simple. I mean, it's just really a tan background. I do wish I had done the text a little differently on this page of the lyrics. I kind of wish I had like done a pixelated old type font, but that would have taken a long time and so I didn't do that. But I still love it either way. And by the way, you can see in some of these close-up shots that fuzzy pen I was talking about earlier. And here is the last spread. I added I Heart Sluts on the other side of the page. There was some merch I saw at the concert that looked like that or had that writing on it, where it's Sabrina crossed out and then sluts written underneath. That again is another lyric from her song Because I Liked a Boy. Very iconic, but that wraps up this video. Sorry for all the cussing, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you're a Sabrina stan down below. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you feel so inclined, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!